Welcome back to our physics class. Hope all you are well. Already we finish our annual portion. Only 2 chapters are there in annual, new chapters. That is light and magnetism. So simple machine also there, and that one measurement, physical quantities and measurement, force and friction is also there in our annual portion. But the new 2 chapters are light and magnetism. Simple machine already we are given the unit test, so we revise it, and in half yearly, before half yearly, many revision test happens about the physical quantities and measurements and force and friction. So we will revise it later. First we revise light and magnetism, that is the new part of our annual portion. I hope all of you understand everything. If there will be any doubt in your live class, first you clear your doubt about these 2 chapters, light and magnetism. Especially the question based on the exercise and the check your progress. If there is any doubt, then you ask first that one. Afterwards I discuss other things, other exercise. Last live class I see that once many students are asking the questions from different chapter. I don't have any problem, but the other students may be confused. So chapter wise if we discuss, it is better for us. First chapter, light, check your progress, write the true false. Already we discussed it. I think you got your answer in your with your study material. The worksheets questions also I discuss. That is if there is any problem about my handwriting, you asked in my live class, I try to read the answer. Then you are able to understand. You keep your study material in hand, and if you are not able to understand my handwriting or anything, you asked me, I will give the answer. Okay, now write the true false, correct the false statements. Actually in this situation, if we are not giving the broad questions, so we are not giving to correct the false statement, only write true or false. But we have to know that one, we have to learn that one. The moon is a luminous body, it is false. Moon is a non-luminous body. An opaque object does not allow any light to pass through it, it is true. Light from the sun is a convergent beam, it is false. It is a parallel beam of light. Rays of light can bend in any direction, it is false. When it does not change its medium, it does not bend. The image formed by a pinhole camera is a real and inverted, it is true. So these are the check your progress. I will give the worksheet, some questions, you practice that once. Answer also I will supply, but don't see the answer first you try to do yourself, then you check from the study materials answer. Next is that one, take the most appropriate answer. Light is a form of energy that causes the sensation of sight. Objects that do not allow light to pass through them is called opaque objects. A shadow shows only black color, some part may be grey. The central dark region of a shadow is called umbra. When the moon comes directly between the sun and the earth, the eclipse formed is a solar eclipse. The lunar eclipse occurs on a full moon day. Fill in the blanks. Luminous objects can produce light of their own. The speed of the light is about 3 lakh km per second in vacuum or air. Objects that allow light to pass through them partially are known as translucent objects. A very fine path of light is called a ray of light. Light travels in a straight line path. When an opaque object is placed in the path of light, it forms a shadow. A transparent object does not cast a shadow. These are the fill in the blanks. Now true false. Most objects around us are non-luminous. True. Bioluminescence is found in almost all organisms. It is false. Few organisms have the property of bioluminescence. Light cannot bend around an opaque object in its path. Yes. The pinhole camera works on the principle of recliner propagation of light. True. The region of total darkness in a shadow is called the penumbra. False. A solar eclipse occurs only on a full moon day. False. A total lunar eclipse occurs when the moon lies completely in the umbra of the earth's shadow. It is true. Now question number D. Luminous and non-luminous objects. Objects that are capable of giving out light by themselves are called sources of light or non-luminous object. Example, sun, star. Non-luminous objects, objects that do not emit light of their own, are called non-luminous objects. A book, a piece of paper, many are there. Any one you can give as an example. Transparent materials. The materials that allow light to pass through them completely are known as transparent material. Clear glass, clear water or clean water is the example of transparent material. Translucent material. Materials that allow light to pass through them partially are known as translucent material. Ground glass, butter paper are the example. Convergent beam of light. When the light rays from a nearby large source come close to meet or converge at a single point, it is called the convergent beam of light. Divergent beam of light. When the light given off from a small source, for example a candle, the rays appear to spread out or diverge in all directions. Such a beam of light called divergent beam of light. These are the question number D. More are there I am discussing here. That is umbra and penumbra. A shadow generally consists of two regions called umbra and penumbra. The umbra is the region of total darkness, as no ray of light enters this region. A central dark region called umbra and an outer less dark region called penumbra. The penumbra receives a few light rays and so is less dark. Point source of light. Any source of light that has a negligible extent is called a point source of light. The source may be small as in light from a pinhole, or the source may be large but sufficiently distant so that it can be considered as a point. For example, stars. Extended source of light possesses an extent or radius. The sun and a torch beam are example of extended source of light. An extended source of light produces shadows with blended edges. Solar eclipse. When the moon comes between the sun and the earth, the shadow of the moon falls on the earth. Shadow of the moon becomes dark. During the daytime, the sun is not visible from there for some time. This is called solar eclipse. A solar eclipse can occur only on a new moon day as the dark side of the moon faces the earth. Lunar eclipse. When the earth comes between the sun and the moon, the shadow of the earth falls on the moon and the moon becomes invisible for some time. This is called the lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs only a full moon day as the bright sides of the moon faces the earth. Now question number E. How do you see non-luminous objects? When the light from a luminous object falls on the non-luminous object, some of the light gets reflected in different direction. When this reflected light enters our eyes, we can see the non-luminous objects. Define recliner propagation of light. Light travels in a straight line as long as it travels in a same medium. This phenomenon is called recliner propagation of light. State the nature of image formed by a pinhole camera. The image is real and inverted. How it is possible to increase the size of the image formed by a pinhole camera? If the distance between the pinhole and the screen is increased, the size of the image will increases. How is the shadow formed? A shadow is formed when an opaque object blocks the path of the light. You have to cover all the characteristics of the shadow. All the characteristics. What do you understand by the total lunar eclipse? When the moon lies completely in the umbra of the earth's shadow, it does not receive any light from the sun and so does not reflect any light. So the moon is not visible to us at all. In this case, the total lunar eclipse takes place. Number F. Why are the shadows black in color? No, it is the think and answer. Number F5 is when a solar eclipse, how many types of solar eclipse can be formed? When the moon comes directly between the sun and the earth, this causes the solar eclipse. The total solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse and annular solar eclipse are there. Now, why are shadows black in color? The shadows most often appears black because the visible light cannot make it away past the obstruction. If there is no light falling on an object, then it will be black as there is no light to reflect. Now, a shadow tells us about the shape of the object. Do you agree? Explain. Yes. Shadow gives us the shape about the object and we can know the nature of that image by its shadow. As shadow is complete with all features of objects like its shape, size and everything, this helps to know whether the shape of the object. Hence, shadow tells us about the shape of the object. Why do not we see the shadow of the aeroplanes flying high in the sky? The shadow gives us, we cannot see the shadow of the aeroplanes flying high in the sky. The reason is that when the aeroplanes flying high in the sky comes in the path of light rays from the sun, no umbra is formed on earth and penumbra is much bigger in size, so it does not cast any shadow on the earth. These are the question answer of the light. Now come to the magnetism chapter. In magnetism chapter, we discuss the question answer. Again, we will do the question answer here. Define a magnet. A magnet is a substance that can attract objects made up of iron, nickel, cobalt, or their alloys. What is a natural magnet? Naturally occurring rocks such as lodestone or magnetite have the ability of attracting magnetic substance and hence are called natural magnet. Now name some commonly used shapes of magnets. Some commonly used shapes of magnets are bar magnet, horseshoe magnet, disc magnet, U-shaped magnet, cylindrical magnets, magnetic needle, magnetic compass, ring magnet, etc. etc. State the directive property of magnet. A freely suspended magnet always comes to rest in the north-south direction. This is known as directive property of the magnets. What is the surest test for magnetism? Repulsion is the surest test for magnetism. What do you understand by the magnetic axis of a bar magnet? An imaginary line passing through the magnetic north pole and magnetic south pole of a bar magnet. It is called the magnetic axis. It is not a real line, it is an imaginary line. Okay? Now, next is the check your progress, fill in the blanks. Magnetic poles always exist in pairs. The region around a magnet where its magnetic force can be experienced is called its magnetic field. A magnetic field is represented by curved lines called magnetic lines of force. These are the check to progress. Next is exercise. Tick the most appropriate answer. Which of the following is non-magnetic substance? Copper. The strength of a magnet is the strongest at both of the poles. The surest test of magnetism is repulsion. The region around a magnet where its magnetic force can be experienced is called magnetic field. Which of the following methods used to magnetize a magnetic substance without touching it by magnet, that is induction, by induction? A permanent magnet can be demagnetized by hammering, heating, roughly handling. So all of these. Fill in the blanks. Force exerted by a magnet is called magnetic force. A freely suspended magnet always comes to rest in the north-south direction. Magnetic poles always exist in pairs. A north pole repel another north pole and a south pole attract a north pole. Inside the magnetic lines of force begin from the south pole and end to the north pole. Outside, just opposite. The north pole of the imaginary magnet of the earth is near the geographical south pole. Permanent magnets are generally made of iron, steel, cobalt, nickel, or an alloy called alnico. True, false. In a magnet, the region of strongest magnetism are near the poles. It is true. A bar magnet is cut two pieces. Then one piece will have only the north pole and other will have the south pole. It is false. A magnet, we cannot separate the magnetic poles. A magnet north pole attracts another north pole. False. Magnetic lines of force are Straight lines, it is also false, it is curved line. Electromagnets are temporary magnets, true. Magnets are used in the closing mechanism of refrigerator doors, true. However, a magnet is not in use, it should be stored along with another magnet, false. We store it with magnetic keepers. So these are the short questions. Long questions are also we discuss. If there is any problem in our next class, again we will learn. So we revise these two chapters. If there any problem you asked in live class, coming live class, if you are not able to ask, just you say what you will wants to know. Next class I try to give your answer. Okay, so bye today.